Hello, ladies and gentlemen, because I know we had some gentlemen a few times. I hope that you're feeling good, and I know it's the 4th of July weekend for the people in the US. Give me just a second. And tomorrow, because I was thinking, I know that I have international subscribers, so not everybody is that interested in 4th of July themed stuff. But that's why I thought for tomorrow, even if I do Independence Day, 4th of July themed jewelry, I decided to do it with Fimo leather effect because you can change the colors and still do something. And because it's Fimo leather effect, it won't be a lot of lines. Because if you worked with Fimo leather effect, you know that it's kind of hard to cut perfect edges with it because of all those little fibers inside. What can I say otherwise? Give me just a second. I'm trying to make sure that everything works okay. Yes, it is working just fine. One thing I didn't do, I didn't post the link on Facebook because I know a lot of people are depending on the Facebook announcement, because as you know, YouTube, that little bell, even if you click it, it doesn't always give you the notification. Okay, so to get back to everything, you know, I always, in the very beginning, I always get to tell you what's been happening with me, and I'll do that for a very quick 5 minutes, and then we'll get to talk about other stuff. Especially we are going to talk again about what to do to get people interested in buying your stuff. Okay, hi Janine, hi Anna. So I went and I saw my primary care doctor Thursday, and that was a completely lost day for me because I don't know if you're aware, but here in Oklahoma we've been having rain for about a month now. Hi Randy, hi Bev. And it sounds almost callous to talk about it, knowing what's going on on the West Coast and on some of the East Coast. But imagine that in the last week we had just a few lines over a foot of rain here. So it's been raining and raining and raining. The good thing is that today and tomorrow and the beginning of Monday, sorry, I got something. And the beginning of Monday, it's supposed to be sunny. So finally people will be able to celebrate a little bit. Leaning backwards because I got my massager going. To celebrate the 4th of July. But as I was saying, I lost the day Thursday because that's how I got all derailed, because by the time I got back home it started raining, and it rained and it rained and it rained, and besides all the hi Gilda, beside all the tiredness from going to the doctor, it was the rain, so I pretty much narcolepsied all day. But to make a long story short, it seems that my blood work was all wonky from two possible reasons. One was the fact that I was after the COVID vaccine second dose, and the other one was that I had an incipient sinus infection that blew up in the next 2 weeks. So I she redid my blood work, and it came up fine. So no more worries. Well, except for that little thing with the protein that I have. So no more worries. She's trying to get me that narcolepsy medication, but it won't be approved until I do a sleep study, and it's 10:35 in the morning. It's Central Time. Where are you from, Gilda? So that being said, the kitties are okay. I'm still struggling because I'm going to have to do some effort, if not today, then tomorrow, because there's a lot of grass that needs to be mowed, and if it rains I cannot put out the weed eater. I cannot use a lawnmower because I cannot push the whole thing, so I'm using a very lightweight weed eater. So that's something that I really need to do. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's like, what, 7 hours? It's exactly 7 hours. So when I have the lives on Sunday, that would be 7:30 your time. So you should be able to watch it. It's not like for people in Australia. That's way harder. So to get back on track with our stuff, what is new on the polymer clay supplies? Nothing is really new. Things started moving a little bit better, but it's still quite a bit of bottlenecked supply. And I was watching the polymer clay prices on Amazon, and I think that they are absolutely outrageous. But it's a good thing that we do have, stores like PolyClay, honestly. Trish should be completely done this coming week, because last time I talked to her, she was let me not talk out of stuff, but last time I talked to her, it was, well, pretty much 9-10 days ago. She was still doing moving and stuff, but the thing is that she's going to spend the 4th of July at her new place, and then she'll have to go back to Lubbock to pick up her puppers and then get back to Houston, and that will be it. But you know that moving is very hard on you, and especially if you have an online store, that makes things even harder. So to get back on what I was going to talk to you about, I've seen again, and I see all the time that, but from time to time it just gets a little bit more desperate, because I don't know how to talk to it about people complaining that they cannot sell their crafts. And I know that I've talked about things like this before, and I'm going to talk in the future again, because there's always new people, and not only that, but the market changes, and some of the situations change. Hi Sarah, hi CJ. So number one, so there would be identifying, and I said this before, identifying your market. because with the pandemic, there's less going to venues, and you have to rely more on selling online. Etsy, unfortunately, is not a very good thing anymore for people who are not already well established and don't have a huge pool of customers already and stuff, because otherwise it's very hard to come up in the searches on Etsy. It will be only the people who know about you who will be able to find you. But once again, identify your customer. Yay, and Oscar's gonna get removed and banned. Yay, how nice for Oscar. There we go. Just another somebody who doesn't have a life. Okay, so you need to identify your niche of customers. And I was talking about the fact that, generally speaking, when we talk about polymer clay, and I'm talking strictly jewelry here, when I talk about polymer clay, you have to think about the fact that if you do very simple things for customers under like 30, you have to do them very simple and don't charge a lot for them, for the simple reason that people under 30 don't have a lot of money. The other thing that you have to think about is there is a discrepancy between what buyers like and what is the fad at the time in the polymer clay world. Because just because somebody just found out a neat way of using foils on polymer clay, and we are all up and excited, oh, let me try it, oh, look at that, oh, that's so fun, and oh, that's so cool, and that's so, it doesn't mean that the customers are going to like it too. And you have to think about it. I mean, think about the fact that if you really want to make decent money, you have to either select a market segment from like the 30s to the 45s, or go for the over 45s. And then to select people who do have the money to spend on jewelry like that. Usually people who have the money to spend on jewelry like that, they would be in a setting that does not really accept and does not really look with good favor anything that's too flashy or too eccentric or too, so be very careful what you are making. And again, you can test the whole thing. Try and make one type of, let's say, earrings, and make that type of earrings in 3 different color combinations. One that would be flashy, one that would be more subdued, and one that would be really, really subdued with blacks and whites and stuff like that. And see which of them sells the best. That would identify better what you're looking for. Again, because remember that yes, you will sell some of the stuff you make to other polymer clay artists, but that is not a big market, because another polymer clay artist, they might buy something from you once in a while if they really like it, or once in a while to support you, but don't count on that being a big sale and big numbers of sales. So you have to go for something outside of the polymer clay artists' worlds. You want to go for we have a lot of watchers. There's a lot of people who watch us doing stuff and like to look at our stuff, but they are not polymer clay artists themselves. They are polymer clay enthusiasts. And I think I told you before, I used to have, before I got a breast cancer, I used to have several very well-to-do ladies here in the community that they would send me photos of their latest outfits that they got, asking me to do some jewelry pieces specific to those outfits. And I was never, of course I couldn't take photos of that because they didn't want anybody else to have what they had. But there is a market. The other thing is, do not box yourself into this whole jewelry thing. There are other things that sell way better than the jewelry, and I talked about this before, and it's like decorative objects sell great. Don't necessarily go, and it's not at all like prostituting yourself as an artist, because you can still do a really good. They are good. I'm going to go pick one or two of them up to show them to you. But there's a lot of people who would pay big money to have, for example, the fixtures in their house all coordinated, because you can coordinate the doorknobs, the light switch panels, the curtain rod ends and all that, and maybe even some picture frames and things like that. Jewelry boxes, little vases. Even if you go, you can do some phone cases, especially with the newer clays that are on the market, that are a little bit more elastic than the classic brands, like with the cost clay and stuff. You can do a lot of custom phone cases and all kinds of other things. And actually I was thinking of showing how to do a phone stand with polymer clay, and even with some pieces of resin going through them. So, but how can you attract customers? Well, here you are very, very dependent on your social network reach. Hi, MCAT. Because if you don't have money for advertising, then you'll have to rely on your friends. You can approach some of the, hi Sassy, you can approach some of the more known artists and ask them if they would be willing to allow you to post some of your pieces or some. Not everybody will want to let you, but you'll find some good souls who will want to help you and promote you. And always ask your friends. And I noticed there's a thing, and I am not entirely sure if it is just and I'm talking about the older segment of polymer clay artists. If it is a an issue due to being not technologically impaired, but not so savvy, or just being more of a lonely heart. Because I noticed a couple times when I had giveaways on the Facebook Kalyana page, and it was all about the people who were supposed to post in the comments, because some people could post photos, some could only post links to the photos. Generally depends on what device you're using to access Facebook. But the terms of winning the giveaway was whoever would get the most likes on their photo comment. And there were some that were awesome, but they didn't get anybody to like them. So that means that they never went trying to promote their stuff, because it's not very hard if you just go on your Facebook and say, hey, I posted so I could win something, please go like my comment, and you link it. Instagram, I don't do much Instagram for the simple reason that it's a little bit too much. And I don't know how many of you have watched I had another live before where I was talking about modalities to spread the word about your stuff, that you need to use the social network marketing stuff. But the problem is, if you are trying to do that on too many social networks at a time, you're gonna waste a lot of time promoting that on the social network, and you won't have enough time to do stuff to promote. So you kind of need to choose 2, at most 3 of the big social networks. I'm talking about, of course, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and I'm sure I just don't remember them all. But get yourself on 2 of them, maybe 3, depending on how good you feel. So I am mostly focused on Facebook and YouTube, and just once in a blue moon do an Instagram post. But I know that some people had great success with Instagram. Now, Gilda, as I said, Etsy is not that good of a deal nowadays, because of the way they changed their business model back in 2017, in March 2017. So one of the best things to do nowadays is to just make a page of your business on Facebook, and that allows you to actually make a shop on Facebook. Otherwise, you can, I think it was called Indie Made. Hold on. There are, let me show you. There are all kinds of places you can open a store, like Indie Made, where you have there's just a store you can upload stuff, and you have a basic where you can put up only, I think it was just 10 things. Yeah, only 10 things, and then it's more for 100, 200, and 300 products. And it's a very easy to make stuff. But if you are wondering about, let me show you on Facebook. There's a thing here that says shop that people can, hold on, I'm watching it from my own perspective, but see, you can open a shop. I'm not seeing it the way that you see it. You can open a shop and you can list stuff there. Another thing that you can do that's a tad more complicated is to actually sell through a blog. And the way that you would do it, hi Darla, hi Oksana, the way that you would do it, you have to have PayPal. Hi Gail. You have to have PayPal, and on PayPal you can go and create sale buttons. I don't know if you remember, but back kind of like before I opened the website, let me actually see. When I was doing these stashes, and I'll do another, but I still have some leftovers on my website. Give me just a minute to find. Okay, not this one. I want to show you exactly how to do it, because I posted the stashes on my blog, not on the website, not on oh, shut up. Okay, let's get back to the display. So here you see they are all pretty much sold, but the way that you do it, let me see, I don't have it anymore here. You go on PayPal. Give me just a minute. Let me log into my PayPal. I don't even know if I can log in on here. All right, so you would go in your PayPal, and then you go in the pay and get paid, and then on the right here it would show PayPal buttons, and you just create a button. Okay, so I'm doing this just to show you. So buy now, let's make a test for $10. And if you have more that are different colors, you know, you can make a drop down menu and put blue, white, black, whatever. Here you put the shipping. If you offer free shipping, you don't. The same goes for the tax. And then you can actually put how many you have and all that. But in the end, you create the button, and then you get this code. The moment you click on it, it's going to select all of it, right click, copy, and I am going to replace, go first to, hold on, let me go in. Where the heck is my HTML? Okay. And there used to be here a thing that says HTML. No? What the heck? They changed this. Hold on. Let me just do a new post. Where is the HTML? They probably got on it. Okay, I'm gonna try like this. Let's see. No, it doesn't show it. So I was going to show you to this, but I guess they messed up the blogger. It doesn't work the way it used to. Because you had an option here to switch from... Oh, there we go. There we go. So they changed the button where you switch. So you just have to switch to HTML instead of regular. And now we can preview. And see, now I have the buy now button and people can buy it from here, and then you'll get a notification from PayPal. And of course you can put let me move back to compose view where I already have this, and you can insert photo. Let's see. And this time it will show, and let me move this under, hold on. Let's make this middle. Where's the middle? Oh well, there's a lot of stuff that's different, but anyway, you can I'm not going to waste too much time right now, but you can get a photo of whatever you want to sell and then put a buy now, and the moment you click buy now, it's going to take you, let me actually publish it because I can delete it. So the moment somebody goes on there and they click buy now, they are brought to PayPal to purchase. Okay, so there we go. This is how you do it. Okay. But yeah, your best bet, that's the simplest thing, would be, in my opinion, would be just use the Facebook, because the other thing that you're going to have to fight for is exposure. And again, if you don't do a social networking properly, you also need to put a good keyword thing for people to find it. And the other thing is, once you create a store, be it on that IndieMade that I showed you, be it on a blog that you have or whatever, you need to ask your friends to go visit it, to put it on their schedule to go 2 or 3 times a day to visit your store, because that way See, it's the algorithm of Google and the Bing and other search engines. The whole idea is that if somebody searches for something, okay, let's say polymer clay earrings, the algorithm will look for, because the search engines are trying to please the customer, right? In this context, the internet user who searches for something. So they are most likely to show them first the results with the most potential of being liked, right? So obviously they are going to look for websites online, be them blogs, be them indie made websites, be them whatever. They are going to show them first what is most visited by other people, because if it is visited by a lot of people, that means that a lot of people like it. So that means that the person who searches for that item might like it much better. The chances of that person liking it are higher than showing them another page with the item they are looking for that's only visited once in a while by people, if that makes sense for you. But this is how algorithms, one part of the algorithms, how they work. Of course, it's also very important to have the proper, I mean, it's not enough. Let me go back to the blog so I can show you the whole thing. Okay, so let's go back to the display. If I just post this, it's not a big deal. Okay, it will not do much of anything. I might put a title here, cat hat, right? But if I put a caption, that's going to be for custom cat hat, cat outfits, and that's going to get indexed by the search engines. While if you only have the photo, it's not going to get, it's going to be somewhere on the 200th page, right? So this is very, very important to do. The tags, the keywords are very, very important. I know, and a lot of people have asked me to make tutorials on how to work this and how to work that. I do have, give me just a second, because I do have let me see. If I'm not mistaken, I should even have some playlists. I should have at least one playlist, because I talked about all kinds of other things. Give me just a second to find it. Because I talked about how to do sponsorship without going through Patreon. Okay, where are you? It is somewhere here, because I know for a fact that I did but I have so many playlists that it's hard to find. And think that I did the playlist so people can find stuff easier, because I have over 900 videos right now, so it starts to be harder and harder. There you go, how to for artists. put you the link. It's not about how to do unfortunately how to do hi Lydia, how to do a store, but one of them is on how to enhance your photos for listing your pieces, because enhancing your photos, having good photos is very, very, very important. And unfortunately, not everybody can afford to buy good quality cameras and super duper top of the line phones that have good cameras in order to enhance. And I'm showing this is a free software for photo editing, and I'll show you in the end how it looks like. You can do a lot of nice editing. So here I'm showing the difference from one to the other, because if you having a photo is very, very important. And then there's this one, there's only 3 in the list, on how to do a monthly sponsorship without using Patreon. And here I kind of go through the whole how to do it on PayPal and on the blog and all that. Okay, so, and I probably should make a video on how to actually do a store. Okay, now I should make a video on how to set up a Facebook store, how to set up a Facebook on the IndieMade or something similar, how to sell on Blogger. That should be easier. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, they are right here. They are right here. My blue earrings. I think that they come. I absolutely, you know that I normally don't work with glitter, but I thought that, and it just happened by mistake. I was mixing some stuff to put it in the scrap clay. So I was like, I wonder if. But yeah, I'm planning on doing a mokumegane of a specific way, and you're gonna laugh. This whole thing was inspired by, I don't know how many of you know that I'm a gamer, and I play mostly right now I only play, and for several years I've only played Guild Wars 2. And finally, about a month ago, I managed to get out of the funk. I guess it was the thing with the remember we talked before, the funk that starts disappearing a little bit once you get your vaccine. And thank you, ladies. But I started playing it again, because for quite a while I didn't play it at all, and it was a big mistake because it really, really relaxes me. But anyway, to make the long story short, one of my characters, I obtained for her a really nifty longbow, and that longbow has a specific look and specific colors and specific shapes and all that. So because I wanted that longbow for my character for a long time, so I kind of dressed her and put colors on her that match the bow. And also in the same game you have mounts. I mean, of course they are fantasy mounts, you know. One is a raptor, one is a skimmer that's kind of like a manta ray that can go over, hovering over water and go in the water, and another one is a type of dragon and all that. But I also colored her mounts in the same color scheme, and as I was watching, you know, the screen, because I was flying from one place to another, I was like, huh, I wonder how this would look in Mokumegane. So I'm going to try it, because I think it's just fabulous. Let me actually, I think I can give you a little example. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. But that is what made me, and I'm going to try. I might try even using the glitter. I'm not entirely sure, but at least the color combination I am going to try. That is for sure. That is no trick. Give me just a second. I'm trying. I should have taken screenshots. I didn't realize. And I'm going to show that in the video when I do the tutorial, where I got the inspiration from. Okay, almost there. In just a second. It's Saturday, so there's a whole bunch of people playing the game over the weekend, and this character was stuck in a map that generally has a lot of people playing it, so it takes a little bit to connect, but we are getting there, I promise you. The whole idea that it's a color combination that I normally wouldn't have gone for, because it's very, very striking. Okay. All right, let me show you. Let's see if I'm good. Okay, so you ready? There you go. So this is the specific character. And this long bow that she's wearing is the whole idea. So to go with this is the regular color combination. See? Gorgeous. And that is the color combination that I might do with glitter. See, I think it's going to be absolutely super cool. With that specific green turquoise-ish stuff, it's going to be just beautiful. Okay, so yeah, that's absolutely a combination. I started working with getting those specific colors. What dragon? I don't know what dragon. Anyway, so yeah, that's going to be coming, and then some more. I'm going to try and bring one. Yeah, see, that's one of the things that I'm trying to do. I have several projects on my list, but what I was saying is I'm going to try and do one video a week, like I was doing before Whisper got too sick for me to be able to do much. Even if, as you have noticed, and the thing is very interesting, my last videos that I posted are much shorter than normal, but they are well better received than the longer ones. And I'm talking about I'm not talking necessarily about the number of views and stuff. I generally consider the first 24 hours, 48 hours, and 72 hours after I post a video, and I check to see how many views were in that interval, how many were from existing subscribers, and how many were from people who are not subscribers. And I also look for something called audience retention, because generally what happens when you have a tutorial, the audience retention is like people start watching. You have like a graph, okay? Yeah, it's an MMORPG, Guild Wars 2. It's an MMORPG. It has always been the rival of World of Warcraft. Anyway, so you have a graph, and people start. I guess I should show you backwards because it's not mirrored, the camera. Okay, so we have an XY axis, and people, when they start watching, they start at obviously a 100, and then after the first couple minutes the interest drops. A lot of people leave or skip, and you can see how they skip, and because it's low, and then it comes back up, low, and then it comes back up. And what I figured out is that even if I was skipping a lot of the whole process in the steps, and I would generally just put something a little bit from the beginning, something in the middle, and something at the end, like, you know, when doing an edge on a cabochon or something like that, that even that was too long. Because once I show a little bit how to do that, that's enough and people understand. But it keeps people's attention better if I don't delay. I mean, if I don't extend the whole taping of a specific thing, you know. And I just the way that I do it, I practically just watch the video by myself, and when there's some step and it keeps showing the same step, I'm like, okay. And when I feel that my hand is ready to go on the mouse to skip over, that is when I cut out. So I didn't see anybody complaining that my tutorials are shorter than normal, so I guess everybody's happy with it. And it's going to be in the same things, in the same note, whatever I'm going to publish, even if for a while there won't be stuff that's too complicated, because I do need to catch up with my sponsors, who are very, very understanding, and I need to catch up with that. And as I said, with the whole thing with Whisper, then with Finnegan, then with my health, then with everything, I'm, knock on wood, I'm starting to get a little bit better. But I promise you I'll do my best to do the once a week thing, okay? Do not forget that you can message me on Facebook. You can post comments on the community, in the community tab on my channel, if you want to see something, if you have any questions. And people who have messaged me on the Kalyana page on Facebook know very well that I'm always happy to help. If you message me on Instagram, you might not get the reply in the same day, or not even the next day, or not even the third day. I do check Instagram probably 2 or 3 times a week, and even then I check more Finnegan's Instagram than Kalyana's Instagram. So yeah, if you want to see anything, let me know. But in the meantime, I do have to show you a whole bunch of new stuff and new thing to make with the new stuff. And oh, this looks cool. See, this is how I get ideas. I guess I had some mica on this, and I don't know if you can see it that cool, because I know the camera messes up, but see, I just got an idea of something. So yeah, and there's another reason, because I wanted to tell you why I started doing mostly text than talking. Because I know a lot of people, when I first started the channel, they were like, oh, please talk, please talk, please talk. I have an issue, and I'm not the only artist who has this issue, and I think I talked to you before about it. There are these ghost companies that most of the time they are like in South Korea or in Vietnam or in Thailand or whatever, that they dub themselves music companies, and that they hold rights to stuff. And what they do, they take a song of a composer that's a little bit more known in the video making community, and they change a note or two, and then they get rights published for that song with a note or two, and then they run along YouTube identifying the original song and trying to claim copyrights so they can get monetization on that video. And it is very hard for the artists who have the videos up, because yeah, they do file a claim, but in the meanwhile, while that copyright claim is up, they can dispute the claim. While that copyright claim is up, the money from monetization goes to that ghost company who filed the copyright claim. And the thing is, I do not have a monetization, but I do not want to allow crooks to make money from my work, okay? So usually when I get one of those, I just move the video to unpublished or even to private, so it doesn't show. So if it doesn't show, they cannot make no money, because there will be no showing of the video with ads. But the thing is that if it's my voice with music in the background, I really cannot change the music in the background, obviously. But if it's just subtitling, instead of taking down the video until the dispute is, clears up the fake copyright claim, because I have this option too, I can just go simply and replace the song with one other song, because honestly I'm not all that happy with the YouTube's audio library. I don't think that I don't like most of the music they have there, except for the holiday ones, and it's not in the style of my tutorials. So that's why you're going to most likely see most of my videos coming up with those subtitles. Okay, I don't know how much time I'll have, but I'm going and try and do some subtitling in French, But if you ever think that you want to do any kind of other language subtitle on any of my videos, I always have the option open that you can do a subtitle in a different language. So I guess I will see you all tomorrow, 12:30 Central Time. Italy is 7:30 in the evening. And I need to call my friend because we are going, it's Saturday and we are both vaccinated and we can go out again. So, and I really need to get to Hobby Lobby because remember that's the only place I can find this blade. And I have two, but they are both kind of old, and I mean since before the pandemic started, so I really need a new one. Not even sharpening works anymore. So I'll see you all tomorrow, and I hope you have a good Saturday and good 4th of July thing, and we'll play with Fimo leather effects tomorrow. Okay, thank you so much and see you tomorrow. Don't forget to thumbs up me. Okay, bye.